Welcome to day 9 of our dopamine fast. How y'all doing? I know some of you are here. I'm seeing that these videos are getting views, so I would love to hear from you in the comments. Let me know how this process is going for you. Let me know what questions you have. Let me know what you're struggling with. Let me know what you're surprised by. I am having my own whole experience with this, and I would love to hear from you. What's coming up for you? In today's video, going to be pretty quick and short and simple, but you will need your notebook for this one because today we're writing ourselves a letter. Why are we doing this? Because odds are there was a reason that you were drawn to do this dopamine fast in the first place. There was some little flicker of inspiration, or maybe just the opposite. Maybe it was a flicker of frustration with yourself or feeling fed up with something. There was something that gave you the urge to embark on this journey in the first place. It is very easy to forget that when we get into the hard work of the actual dopamine fast itself. So I'm sure you've had moments where you hear parts of you coming in and telling you like, oh, this doesn't really matter that much anyway, or you're maybe noticing at this point that there are certain thoughts that are coming up trying to convince you to bail on this experience. In fact, you may have even had moments where you have tricked yourself and thought, oh, this doesn't really count, or, oh, well, this isn't really one of my bad habits, so it's okay. Remember, I warned you in the beginning that there are secondary habits and all sorts of habits that you don't think are a problem for you that will become a problem for you when you take away your, quote, drug of choice, whether it's a drug or just an activity or a behavior. You'll be surprised what you turn to when you take away those old, practiced, and favorite addictions. So you may be noticing some of that. And that's okay. That's kind of to be expected. So what's really helpful is to return to your why. Why are you doing this in the first place? So take a moment to write yourself a letter. Dear Kristen, you may be having a hard time with X, Y, and Z right now. Here is why you did this in the first place. So you don't have to write it to yourself. Maybe that's just easier for you to write down exactly why it is you felt called to do this in the first place, and to remind yourself again what it is that you're hoping to get out of this experience. This is really helpful stuff for reminding yourself why you need to continue leaning into this hard work. It can be very challenging to motivate ourselves to continue doing hard things when they feel awful and we don't want to freaking do them at all. Keep the bigger picture in mind. This is not about the displeasure of this particular moment. It's about why we're leaning into that displeasure in the first place, what it is we're hoping to get out of this. So you might even take a moment to daydream about the best version of yourself in the future, however far in the future. Maybe you picture yourself in like 10 years, like the wisest, most enlightened version of yourself that you can picture, who has worked out all of these little things that you're starting to work out in your dopamine fast. Today, I want you to write on paper, and by the way, science also shows that writing things down on paper helps us remember them better, helps us retain information better, so there is actually science behind why journaling is such a healthy and helpful practice. So do it today. Write down on paper why you're doing this, why you felt called to do it in the first place, and what you're hoping to get out of this, and write down who it is you're hoping to be when this is all done. And again, hopefully there is no done, right? The 4 weeks is helpful because if we were to say to ourselves, you know what, I'm going to kick this addiction for good, that can be really daunting and actually prevent us from getting started in the first place. So the 4-week deadline is very helpful for conceptualizing. Okay, 4 weeks, I can do that. I can commit to 4 weeks without these things. And then, of course, the goal is, and the science is, that those 4 weeks will actually help you kick the addiction to those things so that by the end of the 4 weeks, it won't feel so freaking challenging and you probably won't want to go back to them like you were before. So at the end of this 4 weeks, you are going to be a new person. You are going to feel different. You are going to be motivated to live a different life. You are going to have more inspiration, more drive. To do what? That's what you're writing down today. What does the future version of you look like? What does the future version of your life look like? Why is it that you're doing this? That is today's task. Reconnect with yourself, reconnect to why we're all doing this. And I'll see you in tomorrow's video.